conversation with a concept called cryptocurrency. So before I talk about cryptocurrency, I'm going to be taking you back to the time when people use a method called barter system. Barter system was a system when you give me the chicken and you give me the goats and buffaloes, and like, I give you a piece of land, or I give you like, something to eat or something like that. So that was a system back olden days when my grandfather and your grandfather, they used to trade with each other. Then there was a time people, they used gold and silver. Then notes came into existence. And after notes, like, the credit card, and I mean, it was so phenomenal, like, nobody ever thought so or believed that, that these plastic cards will be ruling the world. Like, for me, I don't carry cash myself. Like, I always carry like plastic cards with myself, like, debit card, MasterCard is always in my pocket. And thereafter, like a digital way of transferring money. What is PayPal? PayPal is nothing else but like, transferring money from like, from anywhere, and like, transferring that money into your card too. So now the new order of the day is cryptocurrency. So why cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency, first of all, what it is, it's a digital currency that uses cryptography, but like, long story short and make it very simple, like, it's a digital way of transferring money instantly, also in a very, very secure way. Okay. So the first company that was highlighted in cryptocurrency and made a history was Bitcoin. Okay, so the Bitcoin, they came in 2009, and that time Bitcoin, like, it was only 10 cents, and a lot of people, they were laughing on Bitcoin, and a lot of people said it's a scam, it's this and that. But 2014, everybody's mouth was shut, because one Bitcoin, when it was like 2009, when it was 10 cents, but in 2014 it get to $1,100. So it caught the world attention. Okay, so now during this time, what happens basically? There was a Norwegian fella, and he was studying in university and doing his finance research or something like that. So he purchased $27 worth Bitcoin. So what happened to him basically? These, like, in 2009 he purchased $27 worth Bitcoins, but in 2014, like, when the dollar went to 1,100 euros, that $27 turned into 886,000, like, dollars. So he become like, very, very rich through this. There was another fellow, he was a bad luck guy. What he's done, he purchased 10K worth Bitcoins. However, what happens to him, like, this guy, he saw, like, he went to a pizza shop on his birthday and he purchased a 10K Bitcoin worth, pizza. But later on, this guy, I think we would be literally getting a heart attack, because it turned into 7 million, like, dollars. So he lost 7 million, like, in this case. So according to Sir Bill Gates, he does transactions quite a lot with the cryptocurrency. He says that in the future, financial transaction will be digital, universal, and almost free. And this is Sir Richard Branson. He very much encouraged the cryptocurrency to. It feels strange to think of a world without cash, no more coins or notes, to find down the back of the sofa, but it appears that's the way things are heading. Okay. So normally, like, then we show this example to the people. These were the people who made fortune out of Bitcoins, and they become very, very rich, because, the reason was they have chosen the right decision, and they have chosen it at the right time. So now I'm going to be talking about Onecoin, but before Onecoin, I'm going to be talking a little bit about, like, there were some flaws associated with Bitcoin. There was some flaws associated. The first flaw with the Bitcoin was the Bitcoin were only produced 21 million for the world. Okay, and they were left open. So the people, like, the biggest mafia, what they have done, they've got access to them, and like, they've purchased these all like Bitcoins and everything, and like, they have. Later on, the other problem with Bitcoin was that the transaction from one place to another place was anonymous. Like, if you are sending me the money, or if I am sending you the money through cryptocurrency, like, it was not recorded. So the people who are bad people around the world, like drug dealers, like weapon purchasers, they took full advantage of it, and like, they have misused it. Okay. also there was another the transaction and the quantity was the main issue, that they only produced 21 million coin and it was being misused. However, the lady, Dr. Ruja Ignatova, I mean, a well-known personality. Can you please put your mics on silent, please? Last time, yeah? All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So the lady, Dr. Ruja Ignatova, she's a very well-known personality among the world of cryptocurrency, because she's among the world 5 people who understand very, very well the cryptocurrency. Before even starting the Onecoin, Dr. Ruja, she wrote 3 books on cryptocurrency. She's a law attorney. She studied law from Oxford University. She's master degree in economics from Germany. And she worked as a financial advisor with Halifax Group in United Kingdom too. And she's got many, many degrees. If I start it from now, I can end up in the morning. So she loved the Bitcoin concept, and she said, look, if we can improve some things in Bitcoins, we can produce something better, for the world, and something improved. So what she has done, she said, I will generate a computer algorithm or a blockchain, that will support 2.1 billion coins. Okay, so that made a sense, because I think apparently 1,000 million make 1 billion. So 2.1 billion is quite decent number. The second thing she has done, she said, the anonymous transaction, which Bitcoin, the biggest flaw with Bitcoin was anonymous transaction. She said, I'm going to sort this issue out. What I'm going to do, I will introduce a procedure called KYC procedure. That will be KYC to know your customer, when you go to the banks and you have to provide your identification to them, similar procedure. She said, if I do so, we can overcome it. And the third thing she said, I will keep my currency or a cryptocurrency, internal, so it will be only available to, the members initially. Okay, so that was fantastic anyway. So what results, why we call it, we called Onecoin not a business, we call it a revolution. Okay, so because global leaders in cryptocurrency, global leaders in network marketing, is the fastest growing company on this planet, and we've got 1.4 million members over now in 204 countries. We've got 3 billion turnover in the first year. Can you imagine that? And 500 millionaire in the first year, and 7,000 people maxing out the compensation plan. If you don't know the maxing out meaning 35,000 euros a week, and we've got 7,000 people like you or more now. And the Mr. Joha Preala, he's the guy who's earning 5 million a month from this company, and he's the person who has designed our network compensation plan as well. And growth of per coin, we started as 50, but today we stand at 5.25 as a coin rate, 2.1 billion coins capacity we have, almost 100,000 merchants coming on board in future, certified by the German law firm, audited by the world top auditors, 2 successful company take over. And now, I'm going to show you the graph, initially when we started the company, the company when they started, about 15 months ago, the 1 coin of the company used to be 0.50 or 50 cents anyway. But if you see the company, was expecting it in 15 months time, 2.50. But surprisingly, if you see the graph here, we stand on 5.25. So that is the biggest achievement, you can see in the world of cryptocurrency. And for the future perspective in the next 12 months, or how much we are in next 12 months to 24 months, you can see that we are expecting the coin value roughly to be 50. The company is expecting, or to be it can goes up to 100, because the way company, it is a viral business spreading like a wildfire. And the more and more the more members are joining the company, and basically they are making the worth of the company. And there are companies like Facebook. I mean, if I ask you a question, what is Facebook? If I ask you a question, what is WhatsApp? I mean, we can design much better plan than Facebook, can design much better plan than WhatsApp, but we cannot bring those users which are available to Facebook. We can never bring, we can design an application of WhatsApp, but we can never bring the user, because the user are the people who are making the value to these applications or these phenomenal social media. So now I'm going to be solely talking about the bonus plan of the company. Okay, so initially when you join the company, it's absolutely free. The first package available to you is 100 euros pack, and in 100 euros, the company gives you 1,000 tokens. So you've got 100, you spend 100 euros, you got 1,000 token, you get one split. I'm going to be explaining the split on the next slide. So or in the next few, on the next slide as well. So look, so you got 1,000 tokens and you get a split. So at this moment, you just think split means the token get to double. Okay. So after a certain time, token get to double to 2,000. And then they've been divided on the current rate of 53, because when we started, 6 token used to make 1 coin, but at today's date, 53 tokens are making 1 coin. So if you divide that 2,000 by 53, you get your 38 coins. So right now we are on €5.26. But imagine if the value go to 50 even, so it will make you 1,900 euros. Can you please mute your mics? Can you please mute your mics? I'm listening to a lot of voices and it is disturbing, badly to all people, You've got 16 to 17 people, please mute your mics. Okay, so that will make everybody's life easy. Okay, the next package is called a trader pack. Trader pack is worth 500 euros. And the beauty of trader pack, you get 5,000 token with it. Then you get a split. In the split token get to double. So now you got 10,000 tokens. And then what happens that these 10,000 will be divided by 53, the rate of 53, because 53 tokens are making 1 coin at the minute and you get 189 coins. So imagine the value with 50 and again with the value 100. Now, we've got a pro trader pack. The beauty of pro trader pack is it's 1,000 euros and you get 10,000 tokens. So now after the split, you get to 20,000 tokens. And if you divide that by 53, again, you get 377 coins. The next package is pretty decent. That's executive trader, but you also get one split with it. So the tokens you get is 30,000 token. After split, it get to 60,000 tokens. And if you divide that 60,000 token by 53, you get 1,132 tokens. I would say again, imagine the price with 50. Imagine the price with the 100 euros. Okay, so if I move to the next package here, I'm going to be explaining you what is split. So a split is there is a barometer on the back of exchange when all of us, every single person, among this 1.4 million, when we are purchasing the packages, there is a barometer that is going really high. When it touches 100, the split happens, and whatever token you have, they go to double. So look, in this case, you've got 5,000 euros pack. Officially, you should get 50,000 token, but the company give you 10% extra, so you get 60,000 token here on this page. And look at the beauty here. In the first split, they get to 120,000. In the second split, they get to 240,000. So at this moment, if I divide them by the current rate of token 53, so it will make 4,528 coins. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next package we have is called Premium Trader Pack. The Premium Trader Pack costs you 12,500, and the beauty of Premium Trader Pack is you get 150,000 tokens, and that's auto mining straight away. You don't need to wait for the splits initially. You can straight away send it to mining, and you can produce your coins. But also you're gonna get 2 splits as well. So in first split, your token get to double. Also, you are the beauty is you are getting your coins on the top 2 splits, and in the first split you are making 300,000 tokens, and in the second split you are getting 600,000 tokens. 2 split and auto mining, wow, it's mind-blowing basically. You can also combine these 2 packages together, Premium Trader and Tycoon, to make a nice combo combination, and that will cost you 17,500 pack. If you need further information, you can contact us. We will show you how much tokens you're going to get with the auto mining. but I can assure you, you get 4 splits with a combo pack that is 17,500, like, the package. So how does, some people will ask you, how does it work? I mean, I can see it like this, that imagine I give you, like, my standard, like, package, which I explain to people is like Tycoon Trader pack. Imagine you got a Tycoon Trader pack in 5,000 euros, company give you 60,000 tokens, and there's a barometer that goes high to 100. When it goes to 100, the tokens get to double to 120,000. Then you will be waiting for a certain time, roughly about 2 months, 1.5 months, or whatsoever, So that there's a barometer that goes to high again, and it touches the 100, and like, you receive 240,000 token. And when you receive this 240,000 token, I mean, it's been sent to a computerized process called mining, where these tokens being divided on the current rate of the token, which is 53, are making 1 coin, and you receive your 4,528 coins. Okay, so this is like, imagine the value when it goes high, like, to 50, to 20, to 30. Because if I tell you one thing, like, the Bitcoin, when they started, I mean, if Bitcoin is touching 1,100 value or US dollar, so we are not talking about 1,100. We are not talking about even 500. Even we are not talking about 200. Imagine the value with 50, or imagine the value with 100.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, the beauty of this business is like, this is not an investment business. Okay, like with every single package you are getting, like, you are basically purchasing an educational pack. So a starter pack, like, when you buy, you get an academy level 1, and with the trader you get a level 2 and a starter 2, and vice versa. Like, you've got 5 levels. If you've got a Tycoon package, you get all these 5 levels of education, because education is very, very important for this business. And these courses are, believe me, being designed, like, carefully to educate you, because if you do not learn, you will not earn. Like, it's a £1 million industry. Can you see all of you guys? Can you see the shared screen clearly? Can you tell me?
Yes.
Yes, everything, we can hear you clearly, and we can see the whole screen.
All right, okay. So now we're going to be talking about the strategy. There will be some people, they will be asking you the question, how soon we can take out the money, okay? So cash out quickly, sell all the tokens at market price after a short period of 4 to 5 months. Okay, if you got a Tycoon pack, which I'm going to be using a standard example again, so you can, like, you after your splits, and if you sell it in internal exchange, you can get 31,000 to 45,400 euros. Long-term strategy, because this business is a very, 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 very long-term business. So, like, I mean, it is 88 months. Excuse me. Can you turn off your mic, please? In simple words, please. Okay. So long-term strategy, 8 till 24 months. Okay. I mean, when you sell your coins, like, you will be expecting about 235,000 to 4,075,000. And balance strategy, I advise it to every single person, or like, a group member or team member, that look, I mean, you can sell, like, after your splits, you can, like, convert it to coin and sell it in internal exchange, and you can play around with your profit, but you are still expecting 200, like, 667 to 432,381. So that's not set by me. It's a standard slide officially sent by the company. I mean, guys, look, we are like, we are the vision. We are like a phenomenal company. And this business, like, it's not just like, bringing people business. Okay, if people will come to you, and if they want to educate themselves and want to buy an educational pack, and like, they can mine their coins and wait till, like, for a certain time, the strategies which I already discussed. So, like, they can facilitate themselves in the long term a lot. But there's a second part to it. I mean, it's good for the people who don't want to introduce no one. Okay, so the first part was comprised for those people. However, there is a second part with a lot of money, and that is the reason Onecoin has spread it like a wildfire in the world because we've got a very, very strong compensation plan to build a network. So we've got a direct sale bonus, we've got a startup bonus, we've got a network bonus, we've got a matching bonus, and then I'm going to be finally talking about some leadership bonuses. So direct sponsor is, imagine this is me and I introduce two direct people in this business. I just tell you here that you are not allowed to you cannot, not allowed, there's no question of not allowed. You cannot make a third line because this is a binary or a two system. Okay, so you introduce two people to this business directly. Okay, so when you introduce two people to this business directly, and these people, they went out there and they purchased their package. So the beauty is you can receive 10% straight away from their purchase. Okay, so they went out there, they purchased a package, educational package, which we discussed earlier, and the company will reward you with 10% because you directly sponsored them. And if you have done this thing in the first 30 days, same two people, look, you help them to understand the business, and they purchase, these two people, they purchase their package. And imagine if they generated 5,500 volume, you will receive again 10%, but this time you will be receiving that 10% as a trading bonus. You can buy your coins if you want, you can get your tokens and something like that. So the same example, if you see realistically, that's roughly around 20%. Then I will be talking about the network bonus. So imagine that's me. As I told you, we are not allowed to make. We can't do it. Basically, it's a binary system. So I introduce two people. I help two people, and they further help their people. And the network is going, spreading like a wildfire as it is now. People are helping people, and there is clearly you can see a line. This line, yes, it is dividing. It is on the right hand side and it's on the left hand side. So imagine if all of these right hand side people, doesn't matter if I know them in this case or if I don't know them, if they generate a volume of 50,000 as an example, they can generate a volume of 5,000, 500,000, 5 million or something like that. Just an example here, 50,000 they generated a volume, and the left side they generated a volume of 30,000 euros. So the company, what they're gonna do, they will pick all this side, 30,000, which is the lesser side. The company will pick the lesser side and will give you the 10% of the lesser side. So it should be clear. So in this case, it's weekly, it's not quarterly, it's not 6 months, it's not a year. You get paid every single week on your every single bonus. Okay, so if you work in this business, there's lots of money. Okay. So in this case, the company picked the lesser side and give you 3,000 euros, which is 10% of your lesser line. Okay. Now I'm going to be talking about a matching bonus. So matching bonus means when you introduce, although it's a binary system, but look, these this is, in this case, imagine that's me and I introduce people directly. Okay. Although they will come under the binary system, but if you see them, if you close your eyes and if you see all those people, they will come up in your head like this. So this is my first generation. So imagine in this case, I can introduce two people. I can introduce one person, but I can also introduce 1,000 people. Okay, so these people who I directly introduce are my first generation. When they go out and they introduce their people, I'm gonna, whatever they will make, my first generation, whatever they will make from their network, I'm going to get 10% straight away. So now, when they introduce their people, that's my second generation. So when my second generation, they go out there and they recruit their people, so I'm going to receive 10% from my second generation again, because they are getting it from their network, which is basically their first generation, but they are my third generation. So my third generation, those people, when they go out and recruit their fourth generation, okay, I'm going to be receiving 20% from my third generation, and this fourth generation, which they introduce, when they go out and recruit their people, whatever they will make from their network, I'm going to be receiving 25%. So can you see how powerful this matching bonus is. There are lots of people in the company. They are maxing out their ID like 35,000 euros a week and over and over and over due to this matching bonus plan. So if I tell you example, this is father with the 4 children, and these 4 children, that's his grandchildren, that's great grandchildren, and God knows who the hell these people are in 4th generation. Okay. The company also rewards you with some leadership rank as well when you generate a certain volume on your left and right. I mean, I'm not going to be totally talking about it, but like, you know, the company Sapphire rank is when you generate 7,000 volume, you get a pin. Ruby, you get an iPhone 6. Emerald, you get a MacBook Air. Diamond, you get a diamond trip to wall. Blue diamond, you get a Rolex watch. And black diamond, you get a gold Rolex. And crown diamond, you get a 500k worth, like, you know, the gold coin. Okay, so Mr. Joha Prayala, you can see is a crown diamond. Okay, this is the guy on the left. He's earning 5 million a month. Mr. Sebastian Green and Mr. Paul Carlson, he was in our national event in the United Kingdom as well. He's a lovely chap, and they're crown diamonds. Finally, this is the MasterCard which you will be receiving once you complete your profile, and like, you know, that will benefit you a lot in future. So thank you so much for to be part of this presentation, and we're gonna take a little break, and then we will be speaking about then we will be speaking about the training, which is very, very important.